The Adventures of Tintin, extremely popular worldwide, is a series of 24 bande dessinée albums that has been created by Georges Remy, a Belgian cartoonist. The series has millions of fans of all genders, young and old of the 20th century. The adventures showcase Tintin traveling to several destinations worldwide solving puzzles and crimes. Nelwin Aldriansyah, a finance professional from Jakarta, Indonesia, has been an ardent fan of Tintin. Married, with 2 children, Adrian decided to visit the places shown in the popular comics eras. He has visited 31 Tintin locations in 18 countries over a span of 14 years. His family too have supported his ventures and have also enjoyed visiting the places with him. His first destination was Qutub Minar in New Delhi in 2005 and his last destination was in Chichen Itza, Mexico in 2019. He plans to complete his journey to the Tintin destinations by visiting Shanghai, Lhasa and Chever when the pandemic allows him to. Newsatnine spoke to Adrian and this is what he had to say to the Tintin fans all around the globe.
Okay. I read Tintin comic books when I was in primary school. I think back in 1978. I was in 3rd grade at the time, and I was fascinated with the story, the panels, the characters of the comic books, including Tintin and Captain Haddock especially, and of course Snowy. And yeah, at first when I was still very young, it's just a comic book from me. It's just funny things to read, yeah. But later on, when I grew up, I realized that this is actually more than just comic books. It tells us a lot of humanity, about courage, about patience, as well as uh, traveling the world, yeah, to know other culture, as well as solving some mysteries around those cases Tintin and Captain Haddock solved, yeah. So for me, it's just an opening. Mind opening for me to know about more about the world, about the uh, other culture. Yeah, but at first, I never thought that I'm going to follow Tintin footsteps by traveling to these destinations. That part came later in my life. I think when I was in around mid 30s, I reread my old comic books, and then um, there was a community in Indonesia called Komunitas Tintin in Indonesia, which translate to Tintin fans of Indonesia. So I joined that community, and I how do I say it? Um, I relive my childhood by discussing this Tintin books with my fellow friends. Yeah, um, actually, the first Tintin place that I visited uh, was in Qutub Minar in New Delhi back in 2005. Yeah, it was actually uh, not planned as a Tintin travel for me. It was a part. It was a part of a business trip. But when I was in Qutub Minar, I realized I think I've seen this minaret sometimes somewhere in Tintin books. Yeah. So when I got back to Jakarta, mind you that in 2005, internet was not readily at your mobile phone as it is today. So I cannot dig the information instantly at the time. I have to go back to Jakarta and then digging back my Tintin old comic books. And there I found that the Qutub Minar, I think it was in the Tintin in Tibet episodes, yeah. uh, I was so happy that I've been to one of these places that depicted in Tintin books. If my memory serves correctly, I've been to 18 countries, which is included in Tintin comic books. And of those 18 countries, I think there's about 31 locations. Yeah, because some countries have several locations, like in Egypt or in Belgium, in France, they have several places that has been drawn in Tintin books. Yeah, So yeah, I think 18 countries and 31 locations, and I'm not done yet. There are still a few places that on my wish list, on my bucket list. That includes Shanghai, Lhasa, and then Cheverny in France, and Congo. I think those are the remaining places that I would like to visit someday. But due to this COVID in the past 2 years, I cannot travel anywhere. So yeah, it might take quite some time to complete my travel visiting Tintin places. There are a few on top of my favorite places. I think one is Kathmandu in Nepal, especially the Patandurbar area, which is included in Tintin in Tibet's episode. Yeah, because of the buildings and the characters are drawn quite very, I would say, very precise by RJ, very close to the original. So when I got there, I instantly recognized the building based on the panel on the comic books, even though the color were different. Yeah, because probably RJ at the time he drew the picture using black and white photo, so he added some colorful details on the buildings. But when I was there, the actual building is quite like reddish in color, yeah, like brick color. But the form of the building, the the character of the building is instantly recognizable. That one is Kathmandu. The second one, I would say, my favorite is Chichen Itza in Mexico, uh, for a very simple reason. The temple, the Mayan temple in Chichen Itza, is featured prominently on the cover of Tintin and Picaro's episode. It is also instantly recognizable. So when you get there, you can see that this is the building that has been uh, uh, pictured on the cover of Tintin and Picaro's episode. The third one, I would say Machu Picchu in Peru, because yeah, this is one of the new seven wonders of the world, and it happened as it is also the location of a Tintin episode of Prisoners of the Sun. A lot of scenes and panels on that comic is based on that Machu Picchu location in Peru. So it is one of the most beautiful places that I have been visited, and it happened to be featured in Tintin comic books. I feel you, Afijit. Yeah, I have two kids. Both of them are not really into Tintin or classic comic book in general. They are more into Japanese comic books, manga, etc. Yeah, so I think different generation they have different preference. Yeah, but uh, when we travel together with my family, with my kids, I introduced them to these places which is depicted in Tintin books, and yeah, it start uh, it started to grow on them. Yeah, they start to read Tintin books after I introduced to them, even though they're not really big fans yet, but at least they know now about Tintin books, and then they're keen to learn other facts and interesting facts about Tintin location when we travel together. As for wider young generation, my suggestion is yeah, if you read this classic comic books, it will enrich your soul, it will enrich your experience, and it will entertain you and introduce you to other culture in the world, famous buildings, famous landmarks in the world. You can get those information or glimpse of information by reading that comic books, especially Tintin comic books. Some of my kids' friends, they knew about my passion in this Tintin comic books, and when they came to my house to play with my son, they used to read all these books and my Tintin collections. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully this will also spread the love of Tintin to younger and the next generations. Yeah, in the past 7 days, actually, I got a lot of requests, friendship requests on Facebook or followers on my Instagram. Yeah, thanks to that Sri Lankan account who shared first my photos in on their Facebook page, and from there, I think it became viral. Yeah. Last time I checked, it's already shared more than 12,000 times. So I amazed myself for that popularity. I never thought that my photos or my journey will inspire or will be of interest to other people in other parts of the world. But Mhm. Thank you. Thank you, Afijit. Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Sure. Sure. Yes, of course. Okay. Will do, Afijit. You're welcome. Yeah. Namaste.